Alright. Moon versus WFZ on Concealed Hill. And Moon is not playing Night Elf, but he's playing Human. And that's why I downloaded this replay. I thought it was a mistake for a while, for a second. But apparently he's going to be playing Human. I think I never seen Moon playing anything else than Night Elf, really. Alright. Opening with an Archmage. Moonies. Well, a Dreadlord for WFZ, that surprises me. I always say that I almost never see Dreadlord plays in Asia. It's always about the Death Knight and the Standard. Asian players not really experimenting too much with the Dreadlord. Certainly not in official tournaments, but in this particular game, the Dreadlord is. Probably going for a fast expansion, so let's see how Moon is going to reply to that. It's going for the expansion as well. Alright, he's calling 6 peasants for that. WFZ surrounding the scouting footman, so Moon is aware now that he's facing the Dreadlord. As he's creeping this tough spot, of course, having to face the Dreadlord exposes you to the risks of playing versus an expansion, but allows you to expand as well, since there won't be an immediate harass. So at least you can creep this camp without taking too much damage, because look at the damage that you take already from the creeps. So that's a level 2, gets a terrible item, Ring of Protection +3, not the item that you want for sure. And this expansion for WFZ is kinda late, because it went for the footman kill. And yeah, it just looks a little bit too late. Moon is gonna be able to secure the level 3 at this camp if he gets the Tome of Experience. If he doesn't, I'm not sure, because I never do this creep rod myself. I don't go for the expansion on this map, really, because of these poison creeps. So I know how to get level 3. You get this, and you get this, then you creep this, and that's level 3 for sure. You can do this with militia only, by the way. But creeping the expansion and these 2 camps, yeah, it doesn't give you level 3, just like I thought. I wasn't sure, but yeah, makes sense. If you get Tome of Experience, you will be level 3, but if you don't get the Tome of Experience, it's not a level 3. You need 1 more camp. I think Moon lost the footman. Or did he send it to the fountain?
Job's done.
Well, now it's going to go. But there's absolutely no pressure here by the undead. And Moon knows it's about an expansion. And by the way, we see Dependent of Energy, amazing item for WFZ here. Moon has no pressure at all. He can just creep what he wants for the easiest level 3 and a half. He's going for the lumber mill, doesn't even get the shop. I mean, when do we see such an easy expansions for humans? Almost never. Can't get the shredder, not contested. WFZ finally getting his level 3 now is going to spam some Carrion Swarms here. But only 1 tower. Not even 2 towers protecting this expansion here. We don't have a necropolis, so you cannot town portal there, but I imagine there's a staff, right? Yeah, there's a staff, of course, and boots of speed on the Dreadlord, so he can come back and defend. Moon only 2 footmen, so cannot really put too much damage against this tower. He's going for the acolytes. He doesn't have boots of speed, so he can't outrun the Dreadlord. And he cannot even escape too easily from this cold Nerubian tower. But not too many peasants have fallen. Tier 2 starting right now thanks to the Shredder, who's gathering quite a bit of wood. Looks good for Moon. But also Tech has started for WFZ and is mining with 4, now 5 acolytes, so looks pretty good for WFZ as well.
Are under attack. Job's done.
That's the illusion, so Moon is now focusing the illusion. Has now 6 footmen. And he keeps spamming those foodies. Researching defense, building an arcane vault at the natural. At the main. Finds the Tome of Agility here, not what he wants again. And it's a creep jack by WFZ. Look at the damage of the Carrier's Worm, but at the same time he's facing Water Elementals level 2, which do extremely well against ghouls, so I don't think WFZ can trade well at all here. And he's losing... oh, he's saving the ghoul, okay. Carrier's Worm. But he's out of mana now. Moon still needs a big regen scroll. He's gonna lose 1 foodie for sure here, because the Dreadlord has got the boots of speed, so he's gonna be able to outrun that foodie. And maybe with the Fiend he's gonna be able to find another kill. So some nice trades for WFZ here, but the footman actually survives. As Moon is going for the Zeppelin play, he wants to drop, find some kills. Is he gonna play tanks or tier 3? And only 1 creep, by the way, by the undead here, so this is not going to be some kind of triple crypt mass ghoul style. At least not so far. We will see. And straight tier 3 for Moon. Not even getting a second hero. Just straight tech to tier 3. Blizzard. So it's probably going to be laning with tanks. Blizzard and tanks. As he's banking quite a bunch of gold here. And this Dreadlord is looking for those kills, going for those foodies, diving in deep into the base, fighting against the Shredder and 1 tower. Interesting tower position, by the way. 1 in the front. 1 arcane in the front and 1 guard tower in the front. Only 2 towers here, normally we see more of them against the Dreadlord. But since Moon is being aggressive and is forcing WFZ to defend, he doesn't really need too many towers, because WFZ is not finding the space to hit. He has to stay at home. And Moon has all the time in the world to get triple barracks. Oh, he's gonna be playing triple barrack knights. Or what? Really unusual build. Normally when they do like this they go triple workshop tanks or something. Even though tanks after they've been nerfed they're not really meta anymore. They are still used, but they get used more as like a distraction play. You build a few tanks to distract the undead, force him at base, and then you actually build a real army. But with griffins, knights, and gyros, whatever. There's a mountain king now for Moon. But these triple barracks, it might either be mass knights or mass rifles. But it's going tier 3, so I don't think mass rifles really make sense. It has to be mass knights. Yeah, and mass knights it is, and of course they don't take too much damage from the Carrion's Worm. But they do take damage from ghouls. And destroyers of course, and we have double slaughterhouse here with destroyers upgrade. So Moon is gonna need a lot of gyros, but doesn't even have a workshop. That's interesting. So it needs to do a lot of damage with those knights fast before WFG manages to get mass destroyers, otherwise he will have no counter to that. And I think it's a mistake not building those workshop, by the way. He could easily afford them. He's still in a very good position though, because the economy damage is big. But he will have to power build those workshops later on to compensate for the fact that he didn't build them earlier. Well, alright. Mountain King is absorbing quite a bunch of damage here. And Moon denies it, I think, with the Archmage. No Savior, no Staff. So the MK falls. Dreadlord is level 4. Panda is level 1. But a lot of statues here for WFZ. Let's take a look at the population as we see 57 for Moon, 49 for WFZ, not breaking upkeep for the time being. But it does have 2,400 gold, so it's very rich. Moon, by the way, with 2-1 knights, triple barracks production. So his macro was certainly on point, constant production, and now switching into mass workshop, double workshop, mass gyros production. So a bit late though. For the time being, he's not covered properly, so he needs to hold. And I really don't know why he didn't build those earlier. He could easily do that. Only one tower, so now this tower is toasted. And he needs to save those gyros on the side. He's doing that. He's just going for the full attack. He's not defending. He doesn't have to. He's got 2-1 knights. They will destroy this base easily with the normal damage and all those upgrades. But WFZ is killing a bunch of peasants as well. Basically interrupting Moon's economy from the main. And now he's going for the Archmage with mass destroyers, but they don't have mana, because there is no water elemental to feed them mana, because Moon is going blizzards. Nothing to shoot at the destroyers here, but also nothing that feeds the destroyers, and destroyers need mana to do more damage. Without mana they are not that great. And Panda is taking quite a beating here, falls, and this Dreadlord, only level 4, is not one of those crazy scary Dreadlords. And now Moon in a very good position with a good number of gyros is gonna be able to target down those destroyers rather easily, as the Alchemist is trying to get some healing in the pot. Nice micro by WFZ, but it looks like he's being outnumbered here. But those gyros really don't do too much to these destroyers. He doesn't have enough of them. It looks to me like Moon is just making his game harder with that choice of building the late workshops. I think he's still in a great position, he should still be able to win comfortably. But just imagine if he had built those workshops 1 minute earlier, he would be able to, 1 or 2 minutes earlier, he would be able to easily outnumber those destroyers and just destroy them instead of trading like that. He's still trading decently, but he didn't totally destroy WFT. If he had built them earlier, he would have just obliterate him with mass knights and mass gyros. Because he was so ahead. 1-1 upgrades, by the way.
Our forces are under attack.
0-0 on WFG's side. I'm surprised that there is no other expansion by Moon, but of course he didn't have the time to creep the middle, so it was full on aggression,
Our forces are
A Frostworm by WFG. It makes sense against the Knights, great unit, you can slow them down, focus them down easily, but doesn't really make sense against mass gyros. And Moon has a big number of them now, and he's producing more. He's out of gold though, only 200 gold for him, a lot of lumber thanks to the shredder. While WFG still has quite a bit of a bank, sitting at 900 now, 784 gold. But Moon is gonna get this camp, and Paladin close to level 3, MK is almost level 3.5. But the red camp is going to go towards WFG, and guess what? He is the one who's gonna go for the expo here. Alchemist level 2 with the Pendant of Energy. Interesting choice, choosing to swap the Pendant of Energy, give it to the Alchemist instead of keeping it to the Dreadlord. Panda still only level 2 though, it won't do anything basically, because Breath of Fire level 1 is not good. You need it to be level 2 at least, which means the Panda needs to be level 3 for the spell to be level 2. But 2 Frostworms on the field, but you cannot really micro against the splash damage of the gyros. Doesn't have too many of them though, I think it's like 10-ish, 10 gyros, maybe 12. But still not that massive number. But he's flanking with them, attacking from 2 sides. I like that micro. Instead of keeping them all in the same place, he's flanking with them. And look at this air army just vanishing, but one was an illusion. Of course, Panda does well together with the Carrier's Worm against the gyros. Look at the power of those spells, making those gyros vanish, disappearing from the field, as the Panda is still surviving, but of course there's no savior for him, no coil, no nothing. Paladin falls though, but the Panda is gonna fall as well, as he's not carrying a potion. MK is using the Invul here, Dreadlord level 5, almost level 6. If you could get Infernal, maybe you could have an opening, a window of opportunity to win this game. Keep in mind the expansion is up and running, actually. Sleep now, into the Archmage. But this gold mine has been totally destroyed. So WFG is still mining okay, from his main. And so it's still 2 bases versus 2 bases. It should be doable for WFG. But the MK is getting stronger and stronger. It's gonna get level 5, level 4 with the next kill. Big upgrade. And the Paladin. Paladin is okay, level 2. Oh, but he gets the Frostworm! That's so much experience. That of course is going to be shared between the Archmage and the MK. And the Knights, they're so fast, they're chasing down this level 3 Alchemist. And the problem for WFZ is that his heroes are strong, but... well, okay, the Panda only level 2. But he's gonna get level 3 somehow when the Alchemist falls. His problem is he doesn't have any healing for his heroes because they are not undead heroes, he doesn't have a Death Knight. So how are you going to heal those heroes in the fight? Just imagine if he had a Death Knight, a Lich, and I don't know, a Dark Ranger. There's a lot of sustain in that army, you can coil everything. Here you can coil nothing. That's this big problem. And also you don't have any nuke, any real nuke against Moon's heroes, and this Paladin, once he gets level 3, is gonna be an automatic GG basically, because you can't really fight a triple human hero combo with a panda, a dreadlord, and an alchemist. The only chance is level 6 on the dreadlord, but he needs another kill for that. And maybe with the infernal, try to rock the ground army, kill all the knights, spread the damage, and then finish them off with the Carrier's Worm and the Breath of Fire Panda, finally level 3. That's pretty good. But the alchemist still has to be back to get back from the altar. Moon is running out of gold as well though. 59 population for WFZ, 50 for Moon. Okay, but he was able to bank a lot. Still has 1,500 gold. Because he stayed at 50. After breaking up Keep, it stayed at 50 for quite a long time, so...
Our forces are under attack.
Nice resource management here by Moon. And WFZ is staying in upkeep with no expansion and no base basically, so he's losing the economy war here. He could still win with those heroes, but he's losing the economy war. And once the paladin... Where's the paladin, by the way? Okay, the paladin is level 3, so it's gonna be very, very hard. For WFZ now, lots of healing. For the knights, for the MK. For the archmage, not for the gyros of course, who are the squishy part of this army composition, but they do have 3-1 upgrades, so the triple attack upgrade is going to make a difference, I feel like. Especially versus those 0-0 worms and 0-0 destroyers who never got an upgrade in this game. WFZ is trying to expand once again.
Our gold mine is running low.
I feel like Moon should just mess. Okay, he's doing it right now.
Forces are under attack.
He's finally investing pretty much everything that he's got. Going for the town portal here, instantly killing one destroyer. But we do see the Infernal now, because thanks to the peasant's kill, WFZ was able to reach level 6 finally. But those worms just don't stand a single chance against the flank of the flying machines. Instant town portal by WFZ. Level 5 on the MK with the Orb of Fire.
I await your command.
And Moon is preparing to expand and get the middle as well. Looks desperate for WFZ here. Actually the game is over, but just since I'm casting, let's pretend that it looks desperate, but the game is actually over. There is absolutely no win condition anymore for WFZ here.
Our town is under siege.
Only one worm. Super strong hero for the human and MK level 5. Those bolts are going to do some damage. The spells are very good for the undead. Acid Bomb, Carrier's Worm, Breath of Fire. Look at the damage that those knights are suffering. But the Alchemist, there's no healing for him. There's no potion for him. Alchemist falls, Panda is gonna be next on the list. Double Invul Potion has to be invested by WFZ to save both of his heroes, but there's no savior for his own expansion. And now he's really out of gold. And he's down to one Dreadlord, one Panda, one Destroyer and one Statius. That's all he has. That's all he's got. While Moon has a solid like 60-ish foot supply. 50, 60 foot supply, more like 60. Yeah, he's at 60, exactly at 60. So, of course, as an undead, you can always sell the items. Don't look at the minimap here, it's the bug, because the only buildings that are left for WFG, they are here. They're all here. It's going for one last attempt, still producing more worms. And this worm choice, I really don't like that. I feel like they are worse than destroyers against flying machines. Especially if they are not upgraded. I mean, if they were like 3/3 frostworms, it would be different. It takes a lot of hits to take them down, but 0/0 frostworms against flying machines who are 3/1, they don't stand a single chance. They just fall down almost instantly. And I'm assuming that these flying machines have the splash damage, so with the area of effect upgrade. So WFG is waiting for the alchemist. Moon is checking the expo here, sees there's no other expansion. Probably wondering why WFG doesn't leave the game. But he wants one more fight. After all, he's got the Infernal. Just spreading a little bit of damage here with the Immolation. Look at the insane damage of the Dreadnought, of the Infernal. Plus the spells. Carrion Swarm and the Breath of Fire. Those knights are taking quite a beating, but this is the worst map to play this strategy because there's a fountain, so they can just heal up easily for free. And the fountain. And it's not like you have endless mana as an undead. There's no Brilliance Aura, there's no Khadgar's Pipe. So the mana has to be regenerated. Moon is out of gold though. He still has 492, but it's not like he can mass produce anymore. Good job by WFC here, going for all of the peasants. Actually, Moon doesn't have peasants, but he can rebuild them. Because he was saving quite a bit of gold. But those gyros, how do you deal with those gyros? You don't! And the panda is falling as well. To the knights, to the MK. Dreadnought is going to be next on the list, but guess what? WFG leaves the game, and GG.